Welcome back to J Automates with AI. This week we're expanding on what we did last week, where we pulled in all the data from a recently posted WordPress blog and converted it via ChatGPT into a LinkedIn post and automatically posted it. There was a few things there that we wanted to look at, like being able to approve the post, and what if I wanted to post to something other than LinkedIn? So grab your coffee and jump on for the ride. We're going to jump right on in. So as you can see, this is very similar to our last make automation or scenario. And we're starting with the same base that we did last week. So as we jump on over here to make.com, you can see we're waiting on records or responses in Airtable. So let's jump into Airtable real quick, and you can see here here's our content database. We also have a channel database. There we go. And we have our post database. And we're going to jump into these in just a moment. But let's go and actually I had them set up by tabs here, but that's okay. To come back to content here. So here in content, everything is going to be based on the status. So if we have this set at content generated, it's telling us that we've already generated our content and it should already be sitting here in post. And as you see, it is. So we're going to jump back to content. And before we go in and execute one of these, you'll notice we now have a channel switcher here, or we can actually include our channels that we want to post on. So this one here is just a Twitter Twitter post. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to change this from content generated and make that generate content. Now that is going to set off this automation right here, which will then send a message over to make.com. So I'm just going to go ahead and click run once on this, and it's waiting on data. But as you can see, we've already generated our content here. So if we come back to our post, which should be this one here, you will see we have a new piece of content there. And because ChatGPT can sometimes not deliver exactly what we need, we want to make sure we're checking and make sure we're ensuring that we can post this. So as you can see, this is over the character limit by 1 character. So basically, I put this in here so that before we post it, we can review our post, which is right here. So we can click that and open it up right there. And we can look at that. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and take out one of those hashtags. And we'll evaluate your post, read it, make sure it's your voice, everything like that. But if you set up your automation properly, it should give you that information. We're going to look at that in a moment when we go back into Make. So now you can see we are now under the limit, and we can now post that if that is what we want to do. So I'm going to change that from content generated to approved. And now that should bump out and post over to Twitter or X for us. So, and there you go. It says it's posted. We can go on in and refresh our Twitter feed, our X feed. And here is our post right here. And yes, I'm using one of my other channels to test with, but there it is. So I'm just going to go on and delete that X post. And now let's go and look at what we're doing when we are generating our posts here. So, and we're still looking there. So actually I have these turned on. So full automation is up and running on this. So, but we're doing what we did last week. We're waiting on a response, which is generated from the webhook that we generated on the status change. Then we're pulling in the Airtable information from that post. We are pulling down the file, which is the featured image. We are then searching our channels for the channels that we want to post to. And that is coming down in an array. We need to iterate that array, and then we run it through a router. And we have filters set up here to tell us this is LinkedIn, and if the criteria is for LinkedIn, it's going to allow it through. If not, it moves to the next. Same here for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You'll notice here I did put in a module for short.io to shorten the URL, because that was the biggest issue that we were having with the length of the tweets that were being generated. Then when we go into ChatGPT, we can see when we look at the details here, you are the social media manager. Please take the below blog summary and create an X post of less than 270 characters. So it's not actually getting that, and we even reiterate that down here. But it's one of those things where we still got to check it. This is that one criteria that will not allow it to post. So that's the one thing we have to double check, and why we have that check in there for the character limit. So we got that there, and we're pulling in. Here's the blog summary from way back here. And here is the link that we've shortened here. So once that's done, that then goes into Airtable, and it then creates the post here in the post channel, which allows us to post it. So I want to go ahead and run through it one more time, and we'll go back over here. Back over here. And this one here is set for a Facebook page and Instagram. Let's expand that. Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So I'm going to delete that and that. And let's go and add Twitter as well on that one. So there you go. And I'm going to close that. I'm going to take that. And you saw how quickly it generated the single post for X. So now let's go and generate this post here real quick. And we'll let that run its course. Now, while that's running, let's look at the posting scenario. So here, again, we're starting with a watch records in Airtable. We're pulling in our records. And then based on the record, and it's going to be one at a time because it's set up to authorize that posting from the status. So once we do that, it's going to come through here, it's going to post to X, and then it's going to change the status to posted. Same down here as we come on through. So as we do that, we will be able to see that happen. And so content is generated. We now come over to our post, and again, we're over the limit by 14 characters this time. I've been working on that, and it just kept doing it. And for a couple of them, I was getting success and was very happy with it. But I might have to change that prompt a little bit more, or maybe even try Claude on that one. So you can use Claude for some of those content creation automations. So let's just go ahead and take that sentence out there. So basically, you're doing your due diligence, and you like that post. So then we can come over here and approve. Now, we also have the ability to just come in and check out our Facebook post that we're going to post. So there it is. We read it through, make sure it looks like what we want. It sounds like us, and it's good. Now, again, if you're finding that it's not sounding like your voice, we can adjust that in the prompts for ChatGPT. So that's all great. So with that, I'm going to approve these last two postings. And you notice the X is already posted and approved. And there we go. We are all posted. And that gets us, let's go to Facebook here. And there is our post right there. So this is the make automation that we have used. And we have been able to look at the details of the blog post, or we could actually create our own details in that table and then use the automation to write our social posts. We can then verify those posts, approve those posts, and then post through updating the statuses in the generation and the posting tables and automations. So that gets us to the end of this automation. And if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more, please go ahead and use my calendar link below and book a call with me, and let's see what we can do to help you. It doesn't only have to be about content. So there are so many other automations that we can build to assist you in your business. So with that, thank you, and we will see you next time.